Hey everybody, I am Brandon and this is Julie, and we are here with Everyday Conversations, where we have a conversation in the everyday about some of the things that we were talking about from our church services, which today is yesterday. And so I had the honor of getting to teach alongside Julie, and she did actually the lion's share of the work, and we were talking about this passage from Luke 14 that has messed with a lot of people's minds, right? It's where Jesus says, hey, if you want to follow me, you need to hate your mother, your father, your siblings, your sister, brother, even yourself. And over the years, it's been very difficult for people. And so we talked about how what Jesus is really talking about is that he wants us to make sure that we are putting God first above everything else. Not that you hate, as we know, hate people. It's that you're thinking of them as less than God. And so, Julie, what were some of the things that you were hoping that people walked away with from that message?
I think it's a hard thing, right? To think about putting everything and everyone that we know below Jesus, and even like thinking about how that's lived out in our life can look a little complicated. And so I think for me, I was hoping that myself and you and everybody that was a part of the service yesterday would spend some time this week and really count the cost. Really spend time in God's Word, looking back at that, and the questions that were also given at the end of the service, I love that you shared with us, and say, hey, what does this look like in my life? How do I take even just one step closer to putting Jesus first? And I think that's the hope of why we did what we did yesterday, is that we need to change something for something to change.
Okay. So I'll jump in with her shameless plug. If you have not watched it, go check it out, right? Go watch the message if you can. If you have no time and you're like, all I got's 3 minutes this week, jump to the end. Julie closes really powerfully, but right before her last closing, we threw those questions out there. You probably also find them on Facebook. There's different places, but they're 4 questions. And I think it could make a difference in a lot of people's lives if we started asking about where our priorities really are. Because we hurt ourselves and those around us anytime we put something that is not God, be that a person, a spouse, a job, any of those things above God. And so we want, Julie and I are doing this ourselves. We want everybody at Northside thinking through, like, what does it look like to make Jesus the number one priority? And that's what we're gonna be doing this week. So we invite you to do that with us. And Julie had one more pretty cool announcement she wanted to share with y'all. So
this summer, we are doing Summer Together here at Northside. We're doing it in our D groups, but we're also inviting anybody together in groups to serve together. And there's also some social opportunities just to connect. So we encourage you to join us in Summer Together. You can go on our app and our website to learn a little bit more about it. But if you're in a D group, let your D group know and jump in with us. If you're not in a D group and you're like, hey, I want to be in one, this is a great time to get into those communities. So reach out to us that way. And if you, just have a lot of neighbors and you're like, I'd love to do this with some of my neighbors, this is a great time to do that. So encourage you guys, let's jump in and have Summer Together.
Summer Together. It's going to be great.
We got it.
Hey, everybody have a great week. See y'all.
See ya.